Hello YouTube, and welcome back to another video. This video's been in the works for way too long, and today we are going to be testing knives and 2 machetes. Anyways, this is not going to be your normal test video. We're going to do this Mad Lad style, and we're going to beat the hell out of these knives. So I got them lined up here on the table from smallest to biggest. Starting over here, we got the Walmart Camelus titanium bonded, I don't know, something 9.5-inch drop point. Get a shot of this dog. Eating grass. For shame. For shame. We got the Walmart Ozark Trail Paracord handle knife. I don't know, just bought those. And then we got our 2 Chinese contenders. I have no doubt these are also Chinese as well, but these ones were bought off Amazon directly from China. They were on the slow boats. We got the Snake Eyes Tactical Outdoor Rescue. And we got the Defender Extreme. These are both, well, this one's more of a bayonet style knife, while this one's more of a, I don't know what you call it, survival style knife, just kind of a general purpose. Over here, we got the very common, very recognizable Harbor Freight survival knife. From there, we go back to Walmart with their Camelus machete, their Carnivore X machete with their included spear point knife. And then finally, we have the Harbor Freight Gordon 18-inch serrated machete. The goal of this video was to buy the cheapest knives I could find on Amazon, Harbor Freight, Walmart, a couple of these different places. So let's go over the prices that I kind of remember. Starting over here, these were both about 10 bucks, I believe, from Walmart, 10 bucks, not bad. 15 from Amazon, also 15 from Amazon, 10 bucks from Harbor Freight. Like I previously mentioned, this is the odd one out. This cost either $30 or $40, I don't remember exactly, but I only bought it because it looked cool. And then the machete from Harbor Freight, $5. You can also get a $5 machete at Walmart. I don't think it has a serration on the back. I didn't buy it just because they're probably the same. They probably come from the frame factory in China. This video wasn't even supposed to be about machetes. It was only supposed to be about like survival knives and bayonets. But things happen. Now on to talking about the knives and what's included. I guess I will include a brief overview about it. Let's go over here to the Camelus. So the very simple Camelus drop point knife. It's got some sort of rubberized handle. I guess that's kind of nice. That'll wear off over time. Blade's okay, kind of oily, whatever. Pretty sharp. Back edge is also got some pretty sharp edges on it, which not a fan. If you're choking up on it, that might wear you out. Very, very basic nylon sheath. Probably got an instruction manual in it. Do not care. It does not have any sort, actually I guess it does have a nylon insert in there. So points there, that's cool I guess. Go ahead and stick that. Actually I don't care.
Do a sheath rating, because they all have sheaths.
Alright, these all have sheaths. It's got a nylon insert. It's a ballistic nylon weave. It's got the brand, nice big, can't forget. 7 out of 10. Don't care. Onward to the Ozark Trail. Knife, paracord handle. I'm not a big fan of paracord handles. They can absorb water, grease, dirt, all that nasty stuff. I mean, I guess they can come in handy, but that amount of paracord you're getting is basically useless for anything. And I'll get to that later. It's got a lanyard. I guess you could slip that over your hand. I don't got very big hands. I wear a large glove, so if you got hands bigger than that, you're gonna struggle getting your hand through that loop, but I guess you got a little extra, but no one cares. You're not gonna be like Counter-Strike be like, except then you can't get it off. Magnesium striker, very cool. Woo! That's actually pretty decent.
Pretty good.
Once you get the paint off. Nice. That is a very nice touch. Good job, Ozark Trail. The sheath, it's got a plastic insert in here. Even better, I guess that one had a plastic sheet in it. It's got a hard plastic insert. It's got a little pocket here for your magnesium thing that I guess you're probably actually supposed to tie to that lanyard there. Otherwise, this is a very nice, basic looking sheath. I'll give that an 8. This is an 8 out of 10. The Snake Eye Tactical. China. So this knife, unlike the previous two, actually I guess the first one has no serration on the blade. That's important for smaller knives like this. You really don't need serration on a blade this big. This serration, especially because it points out or juts out from the rest of the blade, that can be inhibiting to cutting, and you really don't need any sort of serration on a blade this small. This knife, this is nice. You got a saw on the back, some serration up here on the tip, and then you got a straight, flat blade. Also included in this knife, a compass in the hilt, inside you got a little bag of goodies in here. You got like fish hooks, some fishing line, all sorts of garbage. This is branded as a survival knife on Amazon. We will be putting that to the test. Something I don't like about this is you got these stupid O-rings that they have stuck in these notches on the handle. These just slide around. I get they're supposed to improve the grip, but
literally just take them off.
they're stuck there now. The sheath, it's got another plastic insert, like just one of those plastic sheets in there. This is a very soft feeling nylon, which is kind of weird. Those two, for the first two knives, had stiffer feeling nylons. The clip also feels pretty crap on here. Got your brand. One thing Marshall did point out previously is the clip is so high up here, the knife comes out enough that you can catch the blade or the saw there. So that is a problem. 5 out of 10. 5 out of 10 sheath. Moving on to the Defender Extreme. This has an actually pretty decent looking fake leather sheath. It has a pretty high clip on it again, so the blade does come out a bit. It's not as much as that one, and this part of the blade's pretty dull anyways. So if you sharpened it yourself, I mean, that'd cause a problem, but you know, clips up there pretty high. The knife itself, very long blade. I like how long this blade is. It's got a very thick blade too. That's not gonna bend a lot. I can bend it a little bit.
It is, in fact, a bayonet.
This bayonet is girthy, and it's made to do bayonet things. It has a bayonet lug on the back, and your hole to put around the barrel, your bayonet loop for your barrel. It's got just a green plastic handle, not much to that. You got your brand there on the blade. Otherwise, I like this knife. It is solid feeling. It is not full tang. Neither of these from Amazon are full tang. This one is obviously full tang, and this one does not feel full tang.
Oh, it's probably not actually.
All right. And then as for the sheath, no plastic insert. It is all around just this fake leather. It's nice looking. I don't know how long it would last.
I have a thing to say about it. Because the clip is so high, you get like tiny belt slots. So if you wear a thicker belt, you literally just can't put it on.
He has a point there. What you could also do is just pull the rivet through there. That's the problem.
So not very durable.
This leather is very soft, so all these rivets could pull out very easily, as I just showed. So 5 out of 10. onto the Harbor Freight. Now everyone has seen this knife. If they've ever been into a Harbor Freight, it's always on the end caps. So let's go ahead and look at it. It is very girthy. This is a fat handle. It's also got a screw hole. Ah, okay, that's kind of garbage. It's got a set screw there for the blade. So, not full tang. Very greasy blade. The anodization or whatever on the handle is not even. You can see it's kind of dripped there. The blade itself, it's pretty thick. It's about as thick as the other bayonet we just looked at. It's got a nice straight blade. It's very chintzy feeling though. It's like, ugh. And it's got a very aggressive but pretty short saw on the back. As for the handle, I already said, very girthy.
It's not a real bayonet.
It's not a real bayonet.
Unlike the other bayonet.
This is an aluminum handle, so it's going to be stronger than plastic, theoretically, but it feels cheap and thin. This knurling is pretty garbage. This is a flat top knurling. I don't exactly remember the technical term for it, but it's not a pointy knurling. It's flat top, so it doesn't grip very well. It'll add some grip for wet conditions. Opening the back, probably very similar to the Snake Eye Tactical. Has a little compass in there, and there's a bag up in here that you can't get out. So you got some. Oh my God! Check this out. You got some of the chintziest looking matches. That wood looks like it's come from here. Let me open the bag. The wood on these matchsticks looks like they've just taken it from like an old pier. It's busted and beat up, and none of them are the same color. You got a little sewing kit, a button, a needle. I don't know if that'd be very useful. You got your recycled cardboard with actually a decent bit of fishing line there and a fishing hook. And then you have, I think this is probably your striker for your matches. Yeah, let's see how one of these burns. Oh. I mean, other than burning out immediately, I can't entirely blame that on it. It's windy out here. Very cool. So let's go and put all these back in their little drug bag. Rating the sheath on the Harbor Freight, just like the others, very simple nylon, plastic insert, no branding, which is nice.
Does the clip do good?
Does the clip do good? Ooh, that is a plastic snap button. Points lost.
Plastic snap. 0 added.
I already don't like snap buttons. I also don't like Velcro either, so...
At least it's in the right place so that
yes.
You can't pull the entire knife out.
That is in a very decent position, and you have a very fat belt hook.
Big.
This actually, it's nylon over foam, which is interesting. None of the others had that, I don't think. Or at least they didn't show it. I think this one will also get
I'd give it like
7,
a 6.
a 6 or a 7. Very basic, functional.
Clip is okay.
Clip is actually
plastic.
decent. It's plastic. You could always rivet your own in there, but no one's gonna do that. The Camelist. Now the only reason why I bought this is because it looked cool. This was not part of the budget, which I will talk about later. But it looked cool. It is very heavy. It has a nice long straight blade. This is like a Tanto type kind of. You got your geometric blade, very long straight. It's nice that it's actually polished up here. That is a nice touch. It's not super polished. You can still see some of the machining lines in there, but it is polished. A very long aggressive serration on the back there, or a saw blade. You have a gutting hook, or it looks too shallow to be a gutting hook, but you got a hook, and you have a blunt tip, which they advertise for digging, so whatever. The tiny little knife, those aren't actually hooks. Those aren't hooks on there. Those are just like bottle openers or something. Like maybe if you had a very aggressive file for like a chainsaw or something, one of those round ones. You could probably turn one of those into a hook, but neither of those are hooks. This does have a bunch of hex keys on it, or hex openings. Actually, it's just 2. That's probably for like scuba diving equipment. I know they like to include that on a lot of these things. Just like, oh yeah, hex key for scuba diving valves. Like, okay. Very tiny little blade. This is made to be for a spear. I mean, I guess it's cool. Neato. The sheath. This is the best sheath just from first impressions. It is a hard plastic formed sheath. You got a little tiny one here for your little tiny baby knife. You have, it looks like a very heavy nylon webbing for the belt loop. You got some, what is going on here? Huh? You got this tab, which I'm not sure. It looks like it's supposed to snap there, but that kind of twists the belt. You got, yeah, give me a second. Metal snaps with blacked out tops, that's nice. Even though that looks like just paint, so that'll probably wear off. It's not blued. Yeah, it's just paint, so that'll wear off. Oh, that was nice. I was expecting there to be problems. That just slid right in. Ah, so you have 2... Oh, they messed up. They gotta go bald now.
Damn, I messed up. We gotta go bald, fam.
Oh, shit! So you got 2 fail-safes here. You got your primary, which, you know, that could slide out and boom, blade is exposed, but they added a second thing here. So it'll cover this part of the handle, snap right there, and boom. It ain't going nowhere. And even, you could take this off completely, that still ain't going nowhere. And then it's like quick access. You just get a little thumb pop there, pop that off, pull it out. This sheath, there's one glaring flaw. There's one glaring flaw on this. They did the same thing as the other ones. They sewed this snap very high up there, and they sewed it. So you'd have to pull the whole stitches out of this. So you can't put that on a very thick belt loop. That's only about 1.5 inches.
Than the other one, though.
It's a little bit bigger, but if you have, I think my 511 duty belt's 2 inches or 175, this I don't think will fit.
I think it'd fit on like a normal like 1.5 inch wide belt.
Nylon webbing is secured via 3 Allen keys. Not rivets, those are Allen keys, which is interesting. Actually, those are star keys. Very interesting. And you got your branding on the back. Why you'd have it on the back, I do not know. That's just printed there. And then on the front, you actually have it molded into the plastic. So, that, I like that. As compared to those, 9 out of 10. Only flaw, just sewing that way too high up there. Last but not least, the Harbor Freight Machete. Oh. Well, that was not spectacular. Oh, you can already see it is so oily in there. All the oil is just making the plastic stick. Oh, that's nasty. That means this is probably not stainless steel. It just looks...
Just tear the plastic.
Damn, you right. Very, very oily blade. It has a very, it's not chunky, it's just a very aggressive saw on the back. It has, you know, it's a machete. It's got a very bendy, flexy machete blade, as we pointed out when we went and bought it. That's the sauce right there.
Yes.
That is such a thin blade, though. thick handle. It's rubberized. Can't say much about that.
Comfy. It's not bad,
It's okay.
therefore it's okay.
It's not comfy. This had a pretty decent handle on it. This one is also obviously full tang. This one,
Probably not.
I think this is probably 3/4 or half. Just the weight isn't there. The sheath. You have a cardboard insert, not even held in place to protect the sheath from the saw blade. And then you just have this flaccid nylon.
Try not to laugh really loud, but
I'd give this a 0, but it is a sheath. Before I destroyed it, it was functional. 1 out of 10. This sheath is a piece of crap. Our first knife here. That's not a knife. This is a knife. 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 Back to hammering nails. Very cool. Has anyone ever hammered a knife tip to butt all the way into a piece of wood